We could survive that. We could survive that. We could survive it. Hello, and thank you for listening to We Could Survive That, your survival guide to the movies. My name is Jack, and today I'm joined by a man who once sold out the human race to robots from the future. It's Chris.
Ba-bum, bum, ba-bum. Yeah, there's not much else to add to that story, really. Sold
You have no
everybody
regrets.
out. No regrets.
No regrets.
I sold everybody out. I took the nice big juicy lump of money they gave me, but the money then became useless because everybody died.
Yeah, you had no one to trade it with.
So what did I do? Build a time machine, go back, stop myself from doing it, alternate timelines and everything.
All very confusing stuff.
It was, but all you
on.
need to know is I fixed it in the end.
Did you really?
That's why we're all sitting here fine. We now have robot overlords, but other than that,
that you
everything's
don't know
PG.
about. They're being controlled by the lizard people from last week. Bloody lizard people. Today's episode is about Terminator Genisys, which came out today and is about Terminators genociding things. Is that genociding the human race, or is it the Sega Genesis? I don't know. It's all very confusing.
Well, Genisys actually stands for a new operating system.
Which Skynet is hiding behind.
Oh, yes.
Why couldn't they have just called it Terminator Skynet?
Because Terminator Genisys sounds better than Terminator Skynet, doesn't it?
But Skynet would make more sense.
Yeah, I suppose
Rather
an
than
alternate
Skynet
timeline.
trying to do a Scooby-Doo thing where it masks itself as Genisys.
It's just an ultimate timeline, and in this timeline, they call themselves Genisys.
Spelt wrong. They're computers. They should be able to spell right.
Oh, I don't know. You've got so many problems with this film.
I do. Yeah, so are we going to review it? I know you probably... I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you probably like this more than I like.
I found it all right.
You found it
I probably haven't got as much or as many problems with it as you have.
I have many problems.
I have a few issues, but I'm nothing I can really...
I have a giant list. Do you want to go ahead with your issues or critiques or praises or whatever you want to talk about, and then I'll jump on and squish them or pile in with the beating?
Okay, yeah, if you want to. First off, I've only just clocked, after we got back from the cinema, I realised Emilia Clarke, who plays Sarah Connor, is also the woman who plays Daenerys.
Really? It took you that long to figure that
Game
one
of
out?
Thrones. I completely forgot.
Wow. That's bad.
I would have liked to have seen more of Matt Smith, or Matthew Smith, as he's known
in this. He's
got
changed
his name done in this.
Stage name, yeah.
Well, he's born Matthew Smith, wasn't he? So that's his full name, I suppose. I would like to see more of the original T-800, maybe some more fistfights with Arnold.
Yeah, no, that's the original one.
Yeah, the original.
Yeah, we saw a bit. I know they went back and reshot some of that fight scene because the fan reaction from the trailer was positive about that scene. So they made that bit longer.
Oh, did they?
As well, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Mm.
See, a lot of things that I guess you might jump on, they're going to answer in the later two films if they make them.
No, they probably won't.
Well, they will.
I'm very picky.
They left a lot open, a lot of questions unanswered. So, I mean, everything you're probably going to jump on.
Okay, how are they going to explain Kyle Reese being a dickhead?
Why was he a dickhead?
Explain that. One, I don't like Jai Courtney. Have you don't watch Die Hard, do you?
No.
He's in the last Die Hard film as...
Oh, is that who plays Kyle Reese? That Jai Courtney thing?
Jai Courtney.
Jai. Jai.
I don't know. Ask him.
Fine, yeah,
but he's in that, and that film's not very good, but he's not very convincing as John McClane's son in that either. I just don't like him, and Bruce Willis is no saint in that either. But that's another rant for another day. He's a dickhead because he stole an old homeless man's trousers.
Yes, but Kyle Reese
does
that in the original Terminator film.
Then they're both dickheads.
Just copying.
That man has nothing, and you've stolen his trousers.
He left them with his shoes and his, underwear and everything else.
If the police hadn't shown up, he probably would have taken them too.
I bet he didn't.
Not good.
How did he steal them? It didn't look like there was much of a struggle. The guy was just sort of
because he's an old person. That's even worse. That's terrible. Also, who else do I have a problem? They stole a school bus. There is a group of children somewhere, unable to get home because the Terminator and Kyle Reese and Sarah Connor stole their transport and then threw it off a bridge. They blew up the secret base where they were. They blew that up and children were there. They could have killed school children.
Okay,
I am not happy with that.
these really
I'm
are.
also unhappy.
Oh my lord!
I'm not. This is going to be a long rant. I'm not happy with Kyle Reese's parents. They took him to. I'm also not happy with the police that dealt with this. I'll come on to that. But Kyle Reese's fingerprints were on record, and when future Kyle came back, they were able to match his child's fingerprints to his current fingerprints. But why, if his parents were just wanting to scare him, would the police keep his records on a super secret government-y thing when he's a 12-year-old and he's not? That's a breach of young Kyle's civil rights.
What the hell are you going on about?
They shouldn't have kept his fingerprints.
Yeah, so
He'd not been convicted of anything.
That doesn't matter. The police still keep your fingerprints, you
He'd
muppet.
done nothing. He'd not been charged.
When you're taken into
He's a kid.
When you're taken into the police station and they take
Yeah,
your
but
details,
they were only taken in just so his parents, so he'd be scared. The parents were like, "Hey, yeah, just lock him up in the cell for a little bit.
once they
Take his fingerprints." They don't then put them on the bloody
yes,
record.
they do.
They wouldn't, because
But
he'd
they
not
would,
done
though.
anything. He'd not been charged.
That's not the point. They still
That
take
is
your
the point.
No, it's
Okay,
not.
I could take your fingerprints then and put them on a database. How would you feel?
Well, good luck with that. It wouldn't match with anything. It wouldn't bring anything up. You
You're
wouldn't get
looking
my
a bit, You're looking a bit
fingerprints.
Oh no! Oh,
I burnt my fingerprints
You
off
br-
years
yeah.
ago.
What are you hiding?
Yes. Well, once the police take your fingerprints, they just add it to your file, don't they? In case
Yeah,
there's
but
any.
they're not supposed to. That's
Yes,
a breach of
that's
his
what they do.
rights in the
No,
future.
it's not.
It is.
It's not.
I
The police.
no more.
Once the police take your fingerprints, they don't they don't have to delete them. They put them on your file.
He's a kid. They should have deleted it after his
So?
time. He'd not done anything. That's my point. I don't like that bit either.
Okay, that's a big hole. You've got nothing on that at all.
I do.
You don't.
Read a law book. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I would have actually liked more Arnold. More old Arnold interacting with Emily Clark.
No.
Why not?
No.
So
I
you'd
don't want
rather have more Jai Courtney?
No, I'd rather have more
'Cause
old
their bits-
Arnold kicking ass than old Arnold being father figure and being
Okay.
all friendly and. Ugh.
Would you rather have had the weird, awkward love scenes between Jai Courtney and Emily, or
Yes.
a nice, funny father-son father-daughter back and forth between Arnold and Emily?
He is a robot, though. He is a Terminator.
Yeah, but he's got the best lines and the weirdest,
I don't
freaky,
care. Do you know what
funny
annoyed
smile.
me? Yeah, that smile. Yeah, all right. It's funny the first time. Then they've done it again. All right.
I
Then
like-
they've done
I-
it again.
I like that bit.
Oh god. Now they've done it again. Oh really? Whoop-de bloody do. You know, I was expecting him to use more of his lines as well. I thought they were going to bring back loads and loads of lines. Luckily, they only really
I'm
used "I'll
glad
be
that
back."
they didn't go full parody with Arnold. I think he held back a lot. I think he put his foot down and went, "Come on, guys, I have range as an actor," and he didn't get shoehorned into "I'll be back after I'll be back after I'll be back." He was more than a one-lining machine, which was
Yeah.
nice.
But I would have preferred less of that smile thing going on.
You would
that
you
bugged
would
the crap
prefer
out of me.
less joy in the world.
Well, it's meant to be a serious and deadly film, and you've got him smiling like an idiot about 4 times.
To be
Yes,
fair,
the first
it's,
time
it's
is
not,
fine, but
it's not a serious and deadly film because the two people that we're meant to be invested in can't be killed because of the future and stuff. The T. John, which I'm going to call John Connor Terminator. I'm calling him the Chi Don. The T. Not the T.
what the fuck's
The
a Chi Don?
The Chi.
The Chi Don,
The Chi
master
Don.
of yin and yang.
Yes. The T. John tries to explain this away, going, "Oh, I can kill you because we're outside time and space." No, if they die, you die. Which makes sense, doesn't it?
Yes.
And it creates a weird
But
paradoxy thing.
I'm guessing.
So they
yeah,
tried to
I know
explain
the way,
that away.
the way
and
he
that
tried
doesn't
to
really
explain it didn't particularly work.
work. No, it didn't. So another issue. Don't like that. Ooh. What else? Do I have other issues? I think that's most
Yeah,
of
no,
my
I've got an
issues.
issue.
I got that all out in one big...
Why the
big
hell
rant.
has Sarah Connor got a gun that can one-shot kill a Terminator The gun is from 1984,
Yes.
and it has a power to one-shot kill a Terminator. Now, considering when John Connor saves Kyle Reese, he blasts that Terminator's chest to bits with a plasma rifle with at least
And
5
only
or
that
6
just
shots.
stops it.
Yes. And Sarah Connor's got a sniper rifle, and she takes out a T-800 with one shot. Not in the head, doesn't destroy the chip, through the chest.
That's a good
and
point.
destroys it.
And that gun's not seen again.
Yes, it is.
It's seen once after, but then they conveniently lose it when they could use it to take out the T-John.
Oh, that wouldn't have taken him out, would it? Nothing seems to take him out.
It might have done.
No, it wouldn't.
It inexplicably takes out a robot. Maybe it has an EMP thing built in the bullet or something.
No. And again, nope.
So you know how the magical bullet gun works.
It wouldn't have taken out the T-John, as you're calling him. Or John. I'm not saying T-John. I'm
You
sticking with
just
John
said
Connors.
T-John. It's out there now.
It would not have taken him out. He would have just grown back again. Same as I don't think it would have taken out the Liquid Terminator either, the T-1000. I think that would have grown back as well. I think it's only effective on the T-800.
That one specific model.
I don't know, maybe Arnold designed it. Arnold's T-800, he designed it with
He
his
could have
knowledge
done,
of
yeah.
the future.
Yeah.
If they were preparing since she was 9 years old for that moment to arrive, because Sarah Connor is in her early 20s when this all happens. In the original Terminator film, again, she's in her early 20s.
I think she's meant to be 19 in it.
19?
19 or something, or 20. I don't know.
Well, no, she's definitely in her early 20s at this point. I would not be able to say 19.
I got another issue.
What?
The reason old Arnold is with Sarah is because her parents are killed in... Well, her mum's killed in a house explosion, and her dad is... Spoilers. Sorry. Her mum dies. Shocker. And her dad is killed on a boat by a T-1000 that was pretending to be the water? I don't really know, and they don't really explain it. But my issue with that is when old, then young Arnold finds her, he's carrying a bazooka. I suspect Arnold is the one that blew up the house and killed her mum.
Yes, he is. But I reckon that wasn't her mum. I reckon that was a T-1000. So as he blew it up and she was then blasted into the water, and that's why the liquid metal started to come back out of the boat. Yes. I reckon
that's plausible,
it will go back to that moment
pretty
in the next films,
traumatizing.
and it will show them. It was hardening her up, wasn't it? It was getting her ready for the war that was coming.
By blowing up
She's
someone
gonna
that
get
looks like her
leukemia
mum.
anyway, so...
Yeah, because that's how she dies in the third one, off screen.
No, she dies of cancer, so... Although this is alternate timeline now, she might not got cancer in this one.
She's got time cancer now from all the radiation
maybe she got
time traveling.
Or maybe the radiation from time travel stops the cancer.
If only we knew a time traveller.
Bum,
We
bum,
don't.
bum, bum, bum.
No, why?
I can't think of
Oh,
anything to
dear.
say.
No.
Okay, so in short, watch it or not watch it. I'm going to say, if you've watched all the previous Terminators and you like Terminator, might as well watch this one. You're not going to be any worse you're not going to be any worse
It'll
for
probably...
watching it, so...
Having not seen Salvation, it's probably better than Salvation. Have you seen Salvation?
Yes.
Is it better than Salvation?
Arnold being in it makes it better. If Arnold wasn't in it, it's probably on par.
Yeah, I'm still going to say don't watch.
Well, don't listen to Jack.
Go
Go
it's up
watch
to
it.
you, people, what you spend your money on
'Cause
doing your leisure time.
After we'd watched it and I was home, I was looking at the Terminator and Arnold Schwarzenegger's Twitter accounts and the things they'd retweeted, and some of the things they'd retweeted were negative, like, film was okay, but I hope they don't make any more, storyline sucked, was one tweet. Another one was amazing start to finish. Another one was, this is exactly...
the action was all right, but there were just bits that didn't sit well with me, and it was kind of edited weird, and there were bits that just left a bad taste in my mouth.
What? Why are you getting a bad taste in your mouth? Were you
Well,
sucking on
I
your
also
fingers
licked
while
the
watching
floor of
film?
the
Oh, licked
cinema,
floor,
yeah.
That's what you did, didn't you?
Mm.
I was wondering why you disappeared for a couple of seconds every now
was
and then.
licking the floor
Every time an action sequence came on, I saw Jack's head go dip down beneath the seats and come back up again.
and lick the floor. Yes.
Yes.
But
so then,
no, that's our opinions. They count for very little, but
well, yours maybe, but
oh yeah, definitely mine counts for very little. Should we get on to the bit that?
the people are
has-
here for.
Well, maybe some of them. If you are here for just this bit, Thank you for listening to the review bit where I get very angry and start shouting.
Yeah, it wasn't much of a review. It was more you just shouting at the bits you didn't like and me sitting here listening quietly.
Yes. Thank you. I didn't hurt your eardrums, did I?
No, it's quite all right.
My apologies. So, we'll get into the survival-y stuff that we tend to do here, with first death of importance being the T-800, the original T-800, that travels back in time, pops up, goes to see our old friend Bill Paxton, who doesn't look like Bill Paxton anymore. And before he can punch him in the chest, the old Terminator arrives, who's called Pops by Sarah Connor.
That pissed me off.
What, Pops?
Yeah, I did not like that either. I don't like this whole father-daughter relationship going on with them. That really annoyed me. Because the Terminator is maybe this killing machine, and then it's like, oh no, I call him Pops, he's my dad. Oh look, I get to hug him and that. Oh look, I'm smiling as well. No! He's a Terminator!
Did you not like the father-son thing that was going on with John Connor and the Terminator in T2?
Not particularly, but in that he was more, machine robotic. He's more Terminator-y. Yeah.
Terminator-y?
Terminator-y.
Well, he's pretty Terminator-y in this.
No.
He smashes up a Pepsi machine.
But yeah, go on then. Yeah, so the first death is the original T-800.
Yeah, so Pops finds him, and before the T-800 can put a fist through a Bill Paxton wannabe, they have a struggle. They get thrown around a bit. They're hit with a telescope, and Sarah Connor is up on a rooftop and has the magic sniper gun bullet thing that kills T-800 dead in the shoulder with one shot.
Yes.
And saves Arnold, who was on the ground at this point about to be smashed in the face.
Which shows the original T-800 is stronger than the aged version of the T-800. Even though Arnold says he's only aged on the outside and inside, he's still perfectly functioning.
He's probably got a wire loose or something.
Well, his right hand keeps messing up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, no. But like you said, they have a fight, they have a struggle, they get thrown around and some punch and stuff. Really, I know the T-800 is focusing on
the Terminator.
Yeah, how are we going Pops. I'm not calling him Pops. It's going to be the T-800. I'm going to refer to the original one as the T-800, and Arnold Schwarzenegger is just the Terminator. I'm not calling him Pops.
Well, I am.
Well, good for you. I'm not doing it. When the T-800 was fighting the Terminator, while he's focusing on it, I would have thought he'd have some sort of sensors scanning the surrounding area.
Yeah.
Like maybe his targeting
They're a
system
bit unclear on this one as to what the Terminator can perceive. I mean, they do the thing, but I got another issue with that in a bit.
Oh,
go on,
God,
you can go on. No, this is.
But anyway,
it's a relevant issue, not like police code and fingerprints and stuff. But go on.
Oh, goodness. So, let me see. If I was a T-800 and I was fighting a Terminator, once I've knocked him on his arse and I realise his right hand's messed up anyway, because of my hearing is so advanced and adapt, I would have heard her pull back as she put the
which is quite far away.
Well, I'm quite an advanced T-800, so as I hear her put the bullet into the bullet.
The bullet into the barrel.
Into the barrel.
Into the gun.
What? Yeah, into the gun, and I had to load it up. I would have been like, looked up, scanned the area, would have seen exactly where she was, reached down, grabbed up the Terminator, and held him just as she fired, so the bullet would have passed through her.
She wouldn't have fired if you're using him as a human.
Yeah, but
shield.
I would have moved really fast.
Waited.
I would have waited until she fired and then moved really fast.
So you think a Terminator could move faster than a speeding bullet?
My Terminator
Jump tall buildings at a single bound. Is it a bird? Is it a plane?
No, it's Arnold.
It's Pops.
No. Another thing as well, that shotgun they're fighting with, where did that go?
I think that ran out of bullets because Pops fired a load into the original T-800, which kind of messed up his face a bit. But when he got into the fist fight, Pops was kind of outmatched. I think it had been a while since he'd had a proper fight with a Terminator or someone that puts up a fight. So
yes, that's true.
He's probably got a bit of ring rust and stuff.
His
old Pops.
Oh, you know what he should have done? After he got hit by a telescope and all the coins gone everywhere, I would have picked up one of the coins and flicked it out of the bullet as it was coming towards me, bounced it off into the Terminator,
No.
I would then have looked at Sarah Connor and would have been like, "You're next." Then I would have turned around and gone after the punks and be like, "Give me your clothes," and then chase them through the city. Because I can't do nothing until I get them clothes back first.
You want the original leather jacket?
Yes. I didn't see them wearing the original leather jacket that he gets. Did you see
Well,
it?
one of them was wearing a leather jacket.
Yeah, but was it the same
I don't
type?
think it was in the same style, but it doesn't,
No, doesn't count then, does it?
matter. But I think the Terminator be more observant, maybe. I don't think you can't deflect the bullet, because with a coin, that's just silly.
But yeah, if I was a T-800, don't know, maybe finish the job a bit quicker. As soon as I noticed that the Terminator was on his back and his right hand was
Well, he
messed
sort of
up.
just runs straight in, the Terminator does, doesn't he? The
Exactly.
original one. He doesn't... Maybe Pops is here to help him. Although Pops does immediately start shooting at him.
Yeah, and he's coming towards
But
him with
maybe
aggressive
open a
thing.
question.
Yeah,
With
but
a question.
no, he'd be
Bar.
able to see... What, the
How are you?
No, he'll be able to see that his CPU's been compromised, hasn't he? Like it
I
does in
don't
the...
know, I'm not a Terminator.
Yeah, but in back in the future when they're about to attack...
Back
to get
in the future?
Back in the future,
That's
when they're
strange...
when they're about to go after the time machine, the Terminator looks at the one that's driving the vehicle and sees its CPU's been disabled.
It also
registers
sees
that,
the weird
doesn't it?
puppet strings that's being used to control the arms. That's a weird scene as well. Why don't they just have robot cars? I mean, we have robot cars that park as themselves and can drive. Why don't they have robot cars in the future?
Too risky to transport prisoners with just a robot car. They want a Terminator in there just to be on the
well, you
safe
can
side.
have a Terminator, and then you've got a Terminator guarding them.
The
And
Terminator was driving
not a
it.
Terminator
Just get over
driving it, and then having to guard and doing the old truck driver thing of banging on the thing and going quiet down and back. I don't
What?
know. They
Who
could.
cares? There's a Terminator
just-
driving it.
I know,
Anyway.
but would have done better with a robot car.
Oh, for goodness sake. But yeah, so that's what I would have done to survive it. I would have used the Terminator as a body shield.
I think that's the best way, but you'd have to be able to spot her in time, which I don't think he isn't able to do because he's so focused on trying to beat Pops. So
Please stop saying
he's-
pops.
So he's in a tricky situation there. Next death is the partner of young Officer O'Brien, who is J.K. Simmons' character in the past.
1984.
Or whenever it was, yeah. So Kyle Reese has stolen a homeless old man's trousers and is being chased by a T-1000 that knows where he is. For some reason, that's not explained either, where the T-1000 came from.
Again, this will be something that happens in the later films.
If they do them.
They will do
But
them.
he's chased into a store and he gets a nice pair of Nike trainers.
They
Did you
copied
see
that near enough scene from the original because, yeah, that's what he
Does
gets.
he have Nike trainers in that?
Yes, he gets Nike
Were they
trainers.
cool Nike Airs?
Yes, and Velcro, and he gets the long coat, exactly the same, and he puts them on inside the photo
Apart from
booth.
the T-1000 being
Yeah, well, it's just a normal police officer looking for him in the
Mm.
original one. And yes, he puts them on inside the booth, and he puts both feet down like he does. But then that's when it changes, when the T-1000 stabs through the booth. That's when it then differs.
Yeah. And then that's a weird bit of editing because the T-1000 stabs through the booth. And because we had a discussion about Terminator's tracking vision about seeing through walls. He's leaning up against a wall. Just stab there.
Well, he didn't know exactly where he was, did he? So
Or
he just
have
stabbed.
morph your hand into like a giant scythe and take out the whole wall.
Maybe the morphing was limited.
No, I'm pretty sure he could do a scythe.
Well,
Just
I
a
don't
long
know.
blade, just straight through and lop his head off.
Yeah, but he might not have even realised he was in there. He might have just thought, I'll try
I'll
this
just
on the
stab
off chance.
this.
Yeah, maybe.
It must have known.
Maybe
then.
he had just watched the original Terminator and been like, in this, Kyle Reese hides in a photo booth, so I'm going to take my luck and see if he's done it again.
And he does, and then it edits and Carl Reese is miles away and has time to bump in to these two regular police officers and have a chat with them.
The bit when
Then the T-1000 strolls round the corner and then stabs Officer O'Brien's police partner buddy.
stabs him in the back, doesn't he? After Kyle Reese warns him that he's coming.
He's coming.
It was O'Brien's first day, wasn't it? Because his partner says to him about, he's like, try not to shoot people on your first day.
Yeah.
Unarmed homeless people on your first day. But yeah, I mean, if you
pay
just
more
arrested,
attention.
Yeah, again, if you've just
if
arrested
he's
somebody,
panting, he's out of breath. I don't know which way they came in, but if they came through the alleyway, then the same way that Kyle Reese got in, then they'd see, oh look, there's another police car there.
No, they didn't.
Maybe one of our partners.
They came in through the front, because Kyle Reese came in through the back, went through the shops, down the escalators to the lower bit into the main area, and bumped into them. So they must have came in through the front.
Well, they should at least take him seriously, because why is he running? Why is he out of breath?
Because he's just stolen some shoes and some trousers and some trousers. Trousers, I'm going to say trousers and jacket.
He stole trousers from a homeless man.
Oh God, that must be so
dirty. He's a dickhead.
Stop saying...
He stole from an old man.
He was just copying what he'd done in the first film, that's all.
Oh, that's still no good.
Yeah, maybe just listen more to see, because you could probably hear the T-1000 walking up behind you.
You'd hear clunky, sloppy sounds because he's a liquid thing. Why doesn't he slush a bit more? You know when he gets hit by the van, why doesn't he just go splat on the van? Why is he knocked back?
It's hard metal, isn't it?
It's hard, but it's liquid as well. Why can't he just splat on it? And then he's on the van, like, disguised.
He does leave a bit of himself on the van, remember? Because Arnold shoots it off.
Yeah, I know, but still, leave your whole self on the van and then spike through it when they're driving. And
I don't think he had time.
Everyone.
It kind of took him by surprise when it smashed through. But anyway, back
surprise
to the police
splat.
officers.
He would be relaxed then.
No, that's not how
splat.
it works. That's not how a T-1000 works. Goodness sake, you're just being picky on purpose here.
Splat.
Yeah, just pay more attention to your surroundings. Listen for people walking up behind you.
Maybe if Kyle Reese wasn't shouting so much,
they would have heard something.
Yeah.
It's possible.
He's a dickhead.
For goodness sake. Alright,
I want the robots to win.
Then watch Rise of the Machines.
Do they win?
Yeah, that's Terminator 3.
Hooray.
They all come to... Skynet all powers up and comes to life in the end. All these people get absolutely massacred and they set all the bombs off and they do Judgment Day.
Good, I'll watch
after
that.
it got delayed in T2.
I'll watch that then. That'll be great.
You're not going to watch it, are you?
No, I'm not.
Nope, didn't think so. Alright, next one.
Okay, Sarah Connor and Pops save Kyle Reese from the T-1000 and they take the corpse of the original T-800 back to their hidden hideout where they've built a time machine so they can go into the future and stop Skynet/Genisys. But before they can do that, the T-1000 catches up with them. It sees the body of the original T-800, drops a drop of liquid metal into it, and then reanimates that, and that goes after Kyle Reese. A scuffle ensues in which the Terminator skin is all burnt off, and somehow Kyle Reese manages to get hold of the magic bullet gun and shoots the Terminator's head off. But before that, this is again where the tracky thing comes in. Kyle's hiding under this, like, in this metal tube thing, and the Terminator's stabbing a metal pipe through it. Yeah. So if it can see through walls, again, just...
Who says it can see through walls?
You did the other week.
No, I didn't.
It's on record.
I've
you said it shot
see
through walls because he shot a guy.
Yeah, shot a police officer running through the walls. But I said no. But I said that must be an algorithm
he's
it uses.
Crawling. He should algorithm. He's lying on the floor. Stab him in the middle. Why is that? Why do people always stab around the edges of things when they're hiding under? Stab in the middle.
Yeah,
and then he wouldn't be able to shoot your head off.
Yeah, if I was chasing something, I was trying to stab them through something they were crawling through.
Hiding, like,
I wouldn't go left, right, left, right, left, right. I'd just stab in the middle continuously.
A guy does this in Die Hard. He shoots around the edge of the table to scare John McClane, and then John McClane just shoots through the table up in the middle and kills him. So if the guy had just done that, John McClane would be dead and Hans Gruber would have all the money in the world.
But then you wouldn't get all the lovely sequels.
Including Die Hard 5.
Is that a Die Hard 5?
Jai Courtney, we were just talking about.
Oh, right, yeah, okay, sorry. I said something about I was wondering who Jai Courtney was, because like, when I was looking at the Twitter account, somebody posted a picture on there about Terminator Genisys, and it said Terminator Genisys, and it had Jai Courtney written underneath, and underneath that was No More or something, or like Take Away or something. He's not been well received as Kyle Reese so far.
He's not been well received in pretty much anything.
The person that plays Kyle Reese in Terminator Salvation, when he's younger, he's only a teenager at 16, 17 years old, he was actually doing quite a good job.
Could we have gotten him back instead of Jai Courtney?
Well, I don't know how old he is now, whether he would have been like old enough to play Reese where they were at this point.
He still probably would have done a better job than
Yeah, that's true, I
Jai
suppose.
Courtney.
I wonder if the guy who played Kyle Reese in the original Terminator has watched this and thought, bloody hell, they screwed my character.
Because he's quite good in that. I like... I think it's something Bean.
I've got the name on my laptop. I can bring it up right now if you want to.
Go on then.
All right, here we go. It's Michael. I don't know how to pronounce his second name, but it's spelled B-I-E-H-N.
That's
Behind, Born, Bum 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 bum. I don't know. So when in doubt, do the Terminator theme.
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted more of the theme in there. They had the drum beat in there, you know, the da-dum, dum, da-dum.
Which you, just did.
But they only really had sort of the actual music behind it, only during the credit scene.
Well, maybe they felt it was a bit outdated or something.
It's not outdated.
I don't know.
Also, I noticed that the music composer, the person that done the original Terminator theme, Brad Fiedel, I'm not sure how his last name is pronounced, who done the original Terminator theme and who done the music for T2, all that lot, wasn't in this at all. Oh, I didn't see his name. It had Hans Zimmer doing the music producer, which is no surprise since he seems to do all films now. And then they had somebody else doing the music for it, which was a shame. I wanted that Brad guy back. Bring back the Terminator theme in all its glory, rather than just using it for the credits. I need to wipe my eye. I got a bit of sweat that's about to drop off my eyebrow into my eye.
It is very hot today.
Oh, God, I'm
drenched. We
drenched.
are in a heat wave. So, stab in the middle. Is that what we're saying? And don't let him get to the magic gun.
Stab in the middle, yeah. Or maybe throw that punch a bit harder, because you know he throws a punch and he blows his head off, and then the punch lands next to his head.
Yeah.
Why was it going for his head?
Why was he going straight? Why doesn't he swing?
I think he was aiming for the head, and when he got his head blown off, that's why the punch went off course and hit the wall.
Well, it looked like he should have just swung for him.
I don't know. Terminators don't really swing, do they? They do more straight punches. Or
swing.
I notice a lot of hammer fists,
And knock his head off. Hammer fists.
Yeah,
if you'd brung his head down, it wouldn't have mattered. Bring his fist down on top of his head.
That's a hammer
crushed
fist, yeah.
His skull, yeah. It wouldn't have mattered if you'd had your head shot off afterwards, because you'd still be falling with force.
Yeah, exactly. I noticed that they used that quite a lot when the original T-800 was fighting Arnold's, old T-800. And when they're fighting the John Connor Terminator, or the T-John, if you must call it that, they used the hammer fist technique quite a few times. But yeah, stab in the middle, or once he gets out, hammer fist down rather than doing a stupid punch.
Yeah, that makes a bit more sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, there we go. That's quite good in that one.
The T-1000 meets his end then shortly afterwards.
Pops, weird acid room.
Yeah, Pops and Sarah Connor have been planning. The acid room is probably why they set up base there. So when
to take out the T-1000.
Yeah, so it's all planned by Pops. See,
I'm guessing he must have had files on a T-1000 then.
Yeah, he had files on. He even had files on the T-John, didn't he? Or like what type of Terminator it was, with Skynet converting people into machines.
Well, he only had files on the prototypes that failed.
But yeah, he still knew. So Pops was sent back towards the end of the war. Again, we don't know why or who. Well, we know why he was sent back to protect Sarah.
But we don't know who. But we can come to the conclusion that he was sent back near the end of the war. At the point he was sent back, he's one of the more newer T-800s that had more files added to it.
Yeah. It's basically walks straight into a booby trap, and it tries to claw out, and Pops grabs it by the neck and holds it in the acid rainy thing until it dissolves and dies, basically. So,
and he gets his skin bent off, but he's metal.
But he's fine. Is Arnold. Arnold's fine in the end. Could the T-1000 have scanned the pipes and figured out what they were carrying in them?
I don't think he
just
was
so
really
it doesn't
noticing,
walk straight into a trap.
Yeah, I don't think he was really. It's a bit like what happened with the T-800 at the beginning. They're not really aware of their surroundings, not paying attention, are
Well,
they?
it's cost them a few times now.
Yeah, it's messed them up royally.
I know.
One would say.
T1000 in T2 chasing them into a steel thing and not realising it was driving around in a liquid oxygen freezer thing that can freeze it solid. See, they need to pay more attention to the Terminators.
They would.
Environmental factors. Throw that into your algorithms.
It made it out of the acid. It got back out, didn't it? I reckon if Arnold's T800 hadn't pushed it back in...
But it was very slow and most of it had
very damaged.
Gone.
But
so it would have only been able to produce like one arm and one leg.
I don't know. I reckon if Arnold's T800 hadn't put it back in, it would have regenerated fully. I reckon it would have came back. So what I would have done, as soon as I felt the acid come down, like as soon as a droplet had hit me on that on my shoulder or head where it was, I would have dived. And I'm not talking about a little, small twiddly dip step. I would have full on launched myself.
A twiddly dip
I don't know. I had a block.
A jump.
I couldn't really think of anything to say. I would full on dive myself, turn myself into a near enough spear, just impaled Sarah Connor. T800 turns up because he does get out, doesn't he? T800 turns up just as he got out of the rain. So if he just jumped in the first place, he would have killed Sarah Connor. T800 would have turned up. I would have been like, oh, now it's my turn to annihilate you. Drop some gunk in him, just done him in from the inside. Piece of pea, eh?
Piece of pea.
Then I would have gone and found Kyle Reese and, done that.
Told him what a dickhead he is.
Yeah, and be like,
The
yeah, take
bloody
this, Reese.
dickhead, yeah.
Enjoy it.
I would have done pretty much the same, but I would have jumped backwards, because then that's easier than like having to jump through all the acid rain coming down. So just jump backwards, and then you've only got like a little drop on you.
But don't forget though, the acid rain hits him, right? And then Sarah Connor's running backwards, shooting it, so more comes down.
Yeah.
So if you just when it first starts coming down on you, it's only there, and Sarah Connor hasn't shot the rest in front of you yet. So all you have to do is dive forward a little bit. So I think distance would have been near enough the same on both ends. So just dive forward a little bit, and then you would have been right next to her at that point.
What's the self-preservation like on Terminators?
What?
The self-preservation.
What, to keep
I'm a
themselves
Terminator.
alive?
Yeah, I don't want to die.
I don't know. The T1000 didn't seem overly concerned when the rain was coming down on him, did he?
More survival instincts for the Terminators.
Yeah, probably building a program so
No wonder they
they
wanted to
protect
take
themselves
over.
a bit more.
Take over thinking people that think like people,
Oh dear,
like the T. John. Speaking of the T. John, in this next scene, he infiltrates a police interview with Arnold and Sarah and everyone. They've all been captured because they stole a school bus and drove it off a bridge and stuff. So he's there. He sneaks in. Arnold gets up, just breaks the handcuffs.
I know, that was a good
senses
scene.
that the T. John is there, smashes his head through the window, and then the T. John murders everyone in that room. Now, why couldn't Arnold have just gone, you there, you're
I
not
think
a nice
the
person?
T. John kills a people, then Arnold smashes through just as he's about to shoot O'Brien.
Yeah, which is J.K. Simmons.
Oh,
who
yes.
really is J. Jonah Jameson in real life.
What? Why?
He's in Spider-Man.
I know he's in Spider-Man.
He is the best person for that.
I know, because he looks exactly like
I
him.
know.
That's why.
He's playing
spot
against.
on.
He's playing against type in this because he's not loud and shouty. He's quite nervous in this one, and yeah, I like him. I like J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, he's an alright
cool.
guy, I suppose.
It's a good thing that Arnold saved him.
Saves him when he can.
Yeah, but yeah, Arnold could have gone. That guy there. Oh no, that woman there. It's not a woman. It's a T. John. And then when the T. John appears, you can go, "Told you so," and then go in and save everyone.
Who the hell would have believed him? He's been quite an interview.
J.K. Simmons would have. O'Brien.
Yeah, okay. J.K. Simmons may have been believed him, but everyone thought everyone thought O'Brien was,
quite mad.
batshit, loopy.
No, he's all right.
Yeah, I
he
know.
gets no respect, but still.
It's something. Why the police? If they're in an interrogation room, why have they all got guns?
I don't know.
Yes, I get the police in America, so they have guns. Fair enough. Do they need to carry the guns in them when they're doing their interrogations or watching an interrogation take place with somebody that's not speaking? Maybe leave your guns outside. When you go into a building like that, it's going to have civilians in there. Maybe there should be a check-in bit for your guns.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
How did Arnold's Terminator know that the T. John was there?
I don't know. He probably sensed it.
How did he sense it?
with magic.
He doesn't have.
I'm not going to
He's a
pretend to
robot,
know what
doesn't
I'm
he?
talking about when it comes to Terminator.
They don't have instinct or feelings, do they?
Well, they can scan, don't they? You said the original T-800 scanned Pops and knew that he'd been compromised with good feelings and happiness to save Sarah Connor.
Right.
So maybe
yeah.
he knew that. Maybe he scanned and saw.
So they can
saw
see
it
right
was the
through the window
T-John.
then.
I don't know.
Mm.
I really don't know.
Mm.
Shall we move on? Because this is
Well, no, I just want to quickly
confusing.
say how
Or
I would have
ju-
survived it. As soon as she drew the gun and killed 2 other people, I probably jumped through the window the other way into the interrogation room. I
would
would
have
have.
bounced off it
Nah, I wouldn't. I would have chucked somebody through it. I'd have grabbed her, thrown her through it.
because you're a Terminator.
Yes, and then I would have ran out the door. Yes, don't look at me so disapproving. Or I had acid in my pocket. I carry vials of acid around with me. And
Would the
magnets
acid
while
have
I'm in the
worked on the
Terminator universe.
T-John?
No, but it would have distracted them enough for me to get the hell out. Or if I thrown it out of their gun, maybe.
Hmm.
Or
Well, if
maybe...
they're not going to let guns into interrogation rooms, they're not going to let you carry around bottles of
Oh.
acid.
They're not going to find where I'm hiding this particular bottle
Oh.
of acid.
Jeez, moving on. I have. This is not a survival thing, but this is just another me jabbing at it. O'Brien, J.K. Simmons' character, is twice, once younger, once older, just left while these 3 people are being chased by a Terminator. So once the T-1000, they grab the Sarah Connor, Kyle Reese to jump on to the lorry. Just leave J.K. Simmons' character there.
Yeah, but the T-1000 chases them, so
yeah, but the
J.K.
T1
Simmons' character is fine.
Okay, I get it with the T-1000. It's after them. But the T-John, Arnold, Sarah Connor, and Jai Courtney go onto the helicopter, and T-John comes on, and J.K. Simmons is just left there. And, yeah, T-John just leaves. And T-John, in the next death, says, no witnesses. J.K. Simmons is a witness!
J.K. Simmons witnessed a woman shooting them, not T-John.
And then he sees a T-John, and he's seen a T-1000. He's a witness.
But
he
nobody
witnessed
thinks he's
things.
crazy.
Eliminate him.
No, sorry, nobody believes him. Everybody thinks he's crazy.
They'll believe him now with all the security cameras and
Nah,
stuff
probably not.
in the police thing.
They had a security camera of the Terminator going through in the original film, killing all of the police officers and stuff. Actually, no, I want to bring up something here quickly. You told me about that point, the deleted scene from Terminator 3 with Sergeant Candy.
Yeah,
I watched that when I got in
yeah.
to watch it, and oh lord, hysterical. Somebody wrote in the comments.
Just for people that don't know this is a deleted scene from Terminator 3 where they've got Arnold Schwarzenegger playing a Southern American guy who they're going to base future soldiers on or something.
They're basically the skin for the T-800.
And his name was Candy, and he spoke like this.
Which is why all the T-800s look the same. But anyway, somebody put in the comments, surely when they had seen the massacre from 1985,
They would have known.
they would have gone and arrested Sergeant Candy.
It's a good point.
And somebody else said that's probably why they cut it from the film, because they realised.
Yeah.
Because at that point, he wasn't selected to be the face of the T-800 or anything.
So he's just a...
They would have seen him killed all those people, seen him again in T2, and then when he enlisted for the military and he popped up on the radar, they would have just grabbed him straight away.
Yeah.
I like how...
That's a good scene.
But yeah, I like how so the
That's a
doctor...
funny scene.
or not the engineer or whoever's like, this person's like, I don't like the voice, and the person turns around and he's like, don't worry, we can fix that, and it's got Arnold's voice. And I was like, brilliant.
That's cool.
But
So
anyway,
yeah,
off topic.
that's just my nitpick. So we get on to this bit where the T-John doesn't want witnesses, and he kills Dom. A security guard at Genisys, and kills Dom's
no,
two
not
friends.
at Genisys. Genisys is the product. It's Cyberdyne.
Whatever. He
Which
kills
is the company
Dom.
that creates Skynet.
You're not focusing on the important thing.
All right, he kills.
Dom's
But
dead.
He kills the other two guards
Beloved
as
character
well.
Dom.
He kills the other two security guards
They
as well.
don't have names, but Dom.
How does he kill
The
him again? What does he
T-John
do?
knows Dom. He just stabs him in the chest with
yeah.
an arm thing, sort of like the T-1000 has,
Yeah.
where he can change his arms into knives. So yeah, Dom is dead. Maybe hit the T-John with the phone or something. Or go with your friends and talk on a mobile phone which is what everyone seems to be obsessed with in 2017.
He did have a wireless phone, didn't he? When
So
the one
yeah, he
picked
could
up.
have walked
Who
with
was he
his
calling
friends.
anyway? He wasn't calling the police, was he? He was calling some sort of private security company.
Yeah, he was asking for more.
Because they asked for like his
security,
code and stuff, didn't they? Should have just called 911, buddy.
Yeah, especially because he's calling them because he's seen a plane crash. Call the fire brigade.
Yeah, why are you calling a security
Call
company?
an ambulance.
This probably wouldn't have saved you, but it would have alerted the police and stuff.
And they
that
would have
something was
gone-
going on at Cyberdome.
There was an unusually long pause, and then he came back on the phone and he sounded like a robot.
Do you know what he sounded like? One of those T. John Terminators I had a dream about
Yeah,
last night.
yeah.
Oh, shut up, Dave. You
He
don't
sounds
know
like
anything.
one of them.
Problem is though, when he sees John though, because he's been working with him, he's like, "Oh, Mr. Connors." There's no alarm bells going off in his head at that point, is there? Because he's thinking, "Oh, this is somebody I know," so he can't really
Yeah.
react to it.
T. John is one of the higher ups of the company, so T. John could have just gone, "Oh, I'm just going upstairs. I got some paperwork to do."
He's in a bad mood.
So he kills.
I don't know.
He's not been able to kill his mum, so he kills Dom.
Yeah.
He's just taken out his Dom's in the wrong place at the wrong
You know,
time.
Skynet kind of got what they wanted since John Connor died at the end of the first one. In the time machine, don't they? When he gets blown up, Skynet just won then.
I die. So do we not care about Dom?
I'd care about Dom. Personally, I just legged it. There's an explosion. One of the guys has walked in. He looks calm as anything.
Your two
I would have
buddies are
looked
lying
past
dead.
him and seen the two other guys dead. I would have been like, "Oh, you know what? I quit. Goodbye, sir. Good day to you all. So long."
I signed a confidentiality contract, so I can't testify against you, T. John. No witnesses.
Yeah.
Big thumbs up.
And then I would have left.
All's cool. And T. John goes, makes sense.
Yeah,
and
well,
then
fine. That's cool, man. See you later.
just leaves. Poor Dom. And then we come to the last death of the T. John, who is held in the time machine. Issue: why does the T. John want a time machine?
No, he
He's
doesn't.
only there.
No.
I know there's Dyson Jr.
Yeah, nice touch that
him?
was.
But why does Dyson Jr. want a time machine? Did T. John go, "Oh, I can build a time machine," and Dyson Jr. goes, "That'd be great. We'll build a time machine."
Right.
Why would a company
See-
it's like an internet storage company, isn't it? That's what they're
No, they're a
Design-
technology company.
Yeah, but this Genisys thing that they're
Cyberdyne
building.
designed Skynet.
Yeah, I know,
Which
which
is called
is a computer program, and that's what Genisys is. So why would they want time travel? Because if they're like have you seen Hot Tub Time Machine?
Yes.
And they go back in time, and one of the guys stays there and invents Google before Google.
Yeah, and he makes
That's
a
what
shed ton
someone
of
would.
money.
Yeah, exactly. Why would they want this when I could then go back in time and steal all their best ideas? They wouldn't want
Right.
that. That no business would want a time machine,
Okay.
especially when they're doing
I'm going to intervene now.
internet storagey thing.
Okay. For point one, why are they building a time machine? Quite obviously for military applications. Since their software is being used via the military as well.
That's
I'm guessing
another thing.
this would have been a military funded project. Step two, why is John Connor doing it in the first place? Obviously that's a time machine that Skynet then uses, isn't it? Skynet sent a T. John to 2014 to safeguard it, to make sure the time machine is built so they can send back the Terminator in the first place and everything else that follows.
That's another point. Why did Jai Courtney insist on going back to the day that they were launching Genisys and not a month or a year to give them more time to defeat Genisys?
I don't know.
They have a time machine. They could have set the course. Also, government and army people, why do you want a private organisation keeping hold of all your internet data along with pictures of my dog and pictures of other people's dogs?
Because Genisys is
and
meant to
people
be
of their
Skynet,
cats.
isn't it? So it's meant to be the most secure thing ever. They don't know it's all going to backfire horribly, do they?
Sony thought their thing was the most secure thing ever.
Oh,
and then
damn.
we found out that they were thinking of doing a 21 Jump Street Men in Black crossover. And an Aunt May movie!
Wait, what?
Yeah, they might do that.
What?
That's one
Men
of
in
the
Black
things.
No. I did see there's a
Sony
Doctor Who leak.
Yeah.
They were looking at doing a Doctor Who movie with Peter Capaldi. That I got excited about.
Were you excited about the Aunt May movie?
No, I didn't know there was going to be an Aunt May. What movie would be about Aunt May? We're talking about Aunt May
I
from
don't
Peter
know.
Parker,
Sony
yeah?
were planning it because they don't know what to do with Spider-Man.
Oh,
So, right, T-800 traps the T-John in a time machine, and metal objects can't go through time machines, and the T-John explodes.
Yeah. But even though it wouldn't have transported them anyway because it wasn't fully operational. It's just like the magnet field they'd got up and running, hasn't it? It wouldn't have actually transported them anywhere.
Yeah. So, issue with this, the T-John is shown to be stronger than the T-800.
Yes.
They have a tussle in a hospital car park, and the T-John basically easily overpowers him. So why can't he do that? Just rip his arms off. Or whatever.
What, when they're when he's holding him down in the time machine?
Well, he's only got one arm in the time machine, and then I know he's got the magnet glove that holds him off, but Arnold loses that. That's another issue I have with the magnet glove. They're on the bus, Arnold loses the magnet glove. Why does Arnold lose the magnet glove? He's a robot. The magnet glove should stick to him. He should never lose the magnet glove.
I don't know, because
So
maybe
that's
they
my
can turn it
issue
on
with
and
that.
off.
I don't know.
It's
No,
got
you
an on
can't
and off
turn.
switch.
You can turn on and off electromagnets, but not normal.
Maybe that's an
magnets.
electromagnet then.
He makes that from a speaker.
Yeah.
Oh,
so?
I'm overthinking. I'm trailing.
Yeah, you
So
know, you're ruining the
he
film for
could-
yourself.
But the film ruined the film. So the T-John could have easily overpowered the T-800 and gotten out of that. Just stepped out the time
No,
machine.
I think the magnet that was in his chest was disrupting him too much. That's why I say he can
But
only.
that
that's why he
flies
said
off at some
he
point,
could only hold it for a few more moments.
and a lot of moments passed.
And by
Arnold
the-
flies out of that time machine.
Yeah, by the time the magnet comes off his hand, it's already the time machine's turned on.
He could the
That's why.
T-John have crawled out?
Well,
for
no,
it?
because the T-John even breaks free at one point. He gets an arm out, doesn't it? And Arnold wraps his arm around him and drags him back in.
Yeah, but at this point, Arnold's not in there anymore.
He was at this point, and then afterwards he then gets blasted out.
And
the only
then
bit-
just
did you see
run
what,
out
did,
after.
did you see what got blasted out of him? It was only like part of his head
His
and like part of his
head
chest,
and
wasn't
his
it? Everything else got
shoulders, yeah.
destroyed.
Yeah.
I've got an issue. When he lands in the liquid metal and then he does his upgrade, doesn't he? Why did
Yeah.
he come back still aged? Why not just make himself look younger again?
Maybe he likes being old.
Mm.
He gets an Oyster card and gets to go on transport for free.
Sophisticated Terminator looking. Yeah, I tried a bit harder, maybe just broke out of the magnet. In fact, you know what? What he should have done, when he had his foot on the back of the T-800,
Turns your foot into a spike.
yeah, I would have just put my foot straight through. I'd have reached down and ripped his head off. I wouldn't have stood there looking at Sarah Connor on my foot and been like, no, I'm going to crush him. I'd have just ripped his head off and be done with him. Then thrown him backwards into the liquid by accident.
And then he would have come back as a T-1000.
Yes.
That's confusing. So, a liquid Terminator is all liquid, but they couldn't make it work because of the computer chip. So they're all liquid apart from a computer chip.
Well, no,
In
it
their
had
head.
not the computer chip, just the process behind it.
So is that in there?
Yeah,
That
because that's why. Because
processor?
his
So
head
there's
went in there,
one
didn't
solid bit part of a T.
Nah, that's it's
1000.
probably liquefied as well once it goes in.
Okay.
I wonder what
Well,
happened
that
if the
was-
T-John would have fallen in it. Would he have upgraded again to T-John 1000?
But that would be a downgrade, wouldn't it? Because he's a T-John. Everyone knows a T-John beats a T-1000.
I don't know. We never had a fight between a T-John and T-1000.
No, would you have wanted to see a
Yes,
fight between a
'Cause I
T-John
reckon
and
the
a
T-1000 would have
T-1000?
held its own quite nicely.
I reckon, yeah.
Actually, I want to see a fight between T-John and the TX something, which is a female
No,
Terminator.
TX. That's it.
Oh,
That's
it
its
is
name,
TX, is it? Oh, from the Terminator 3. Because she was a bit more like T-John, where she wasn't liquid, but she wasn't a fully solid one either. She
Mm.
could change.
Well, she could morph a gun, couldn't she?
Yeah.
Morph her hand into a gun.
When they're in a time machine and it's all going around and they get destroyed, because of the magnets, it's anything not covered in living flesh is going to be ripped to shreds, which will happen to the Terminator.
Yeah.
It's only his arm that was exposed. Everything else was
Her
got flesh on it.
Arnold's.
Yeah, so why was that ripped
Well,
to
no,
shreds?
he some of his face was missing skin as well.
Oh, it froze, didn't
Yeah.
it? All the skin froze and came off, which then meant it was exposed and then it got ripped to shreds. Okay, no, never mind.
Well, no, only a bit of his, and then some of his skin.
But I'm guessing more of
Flaked.
it happened
But I
everywhere.
don't know. And I don't care. Time
Are-
travel is
Are
silly.
you ever going to watch the film again?
Maybe if it's on TV for free.
No, alright, fair enough.
I don't know. Maybe not. Whatever.
Whatever.
Well, if you want to leave a comment below wherever you find us, that's great. If you're on iTunes, 2 stars. That's all we want, isn't it? We aim low.
3 maybe. I'm more of a 3-star kind of guy,
Are
but yeah,
you?
whatever.
I don't mind. So yeah, leave us a comment. Leave us a ratings. What do you want? What do you want from us, people? Better content.
Quality, content,
Quality, quantity.
consistency.
It's up to you. You can email those thoughts as well if you like to wecouldssurvivethat@gmail.com, Or you can tweet us, We Could Survive, and hashtag Save the Bean from last week. I don't know why.
Save the bean. What?
Save the Bean.
No, Sean
hashtag
Bean.
Save the Bean.
Shave the bean.
End the show, Chris, with your usual professionalness.
I will give it all my best, Governor.
That was the worst.
You have been listening to We Could Survive That, your weekly survivor guide to the movies, films, same thing. I'm going to try again.
They are the same.
We will see you next week. Until then, keep on surviving. Goodbye.